Hey guys, what's up? My name is Kim, I'm an artist, and welcome to Sketch with Kim. Today, we're going to make a fan art of Andrew Garfield. If you guys don't know, Andrew Garfield is coming to MEFCC, Middle East Film and Comic Con this coming weekend. So guys, join me as I turn Andrew Garfield into a cartoon character. First things first, I always start by looking for reference images online. Since we're doing Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, I'm heading over to Pinterest for a quick search to see what comes up. I usually give myself a few minutes for this part. If I'm not careful, I can end up scrolling for hours, pinning ideas non-stop, so I try to set a limit. Right now, I'm looking for dynamic and interesting Spider-Man poses, and also some clear shots of Andrew Garfield that match the vibe I'm going for. Once I've got a few references, I move on to rough sketching. I know I could go straight to digital, but there's something about the traditional approach that helps me feel more connected to the piece. My initial idea was actually kind of fun. I thought, what if Spider-Man was riding a camel? Since it's coming to the UAE, I figured it could be a cool and creative local twist. After I was more or less happy with the concept sketch, I jumped into Photoshop. Sometimes I just snap a photo of my sketch and import it, but this time I decided to recreate it from scratch while keeping my reference images on the side. Now, this stage usually takes a bit of time. I don't like to make anything final here. I just want to keep it loose, experiment, and see if the idea actually works visually. At first, I imagined him riding the camel like a horse racer, but it wasn't feeling very Spidey. Spider-Man's known for those exaggerated acrobatic poses, and someone riding a horse or a camel just doesn't look that dynamic. I tried adjusting the arms and legs to be more flexible and Spider-Man-like, but honestly, it just looked awkward for all the wrong reasons. So scratch that idea. I took a break from recording while I kept playing with the pose. Eventually, I landed on something that felt right. So now I've finalized the pose and finished the line art. And now, onto my favorite part, coloring. I always start by filling in the entire shape of my subject with the base color, usually the most dominant one. For this piece, it's blue. Once that's done, I layer in the other colors, the red parts of the suit, his skin tone, his hair, and his eyebrows. After the flat colors are in, I begin roughly blocking out where the shadows fall and where the light hits the character. This step helps guide me when I start rendering. I'm not being super detailed yet, just marking the light source and the basic forms. Once I'm happy with the placement of light and shadow, I move on to blending them together. On smooth, curved surfaces, like the cheeks or muzzles, the transition is soft and gradual. But in areas with sharper edges, like under the chin, the jawline, or the cheekbones, I keep the contrast stronger to really define the shape. At this point, I focus on improving the overall lighting and shading. Sometimes my colors start to look a little dull during the shading process, so I like to add extra color into the shadows. For example, I'll use warmer tones for the skin shadows, which brings it to life a bit more. Then for areas like the legs or deeper parts of the suit, I bring in some cooler tones to balance things out. These little touches really help make the composition more dynamic and visually interesting. Now that I'm satisfied with the overall color balance, I move on to the details. This is the part where everything really comes together. I add subtle blush to the skin, a few strands of hair and eyebrows, and then start refining the costume. The details on Spider-Man's suit are super important. The webbing pattern, the texture, and of course, the spider emblem on his chest. We're so close to the finish line, guys. It's looking quite done, but I still wanted to add something that connects it to the UAE. At first, I thought of having him ride a camel, but honestly, that felt a bit too cringe. Now he's leaping into the air with a spiderweb in one hand and a desert scene in the background. It's like, here I come, Abu Dhabi. Right now, I feel like it's looking pretty nice. Just a few more touch-ups here and there, and we're done. Here's my final fan art of Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Thanks guys for joining me today. It was a lot of fun sketching with you guys. I hope we do this again next time. So if this is your vibe, please give me a thumbs up. That would really help me promote this channel. And might as well subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos coming up. Alright, until next time, see ya, bye!